Here's what's happening right now. We warmed up pretty nicely after that cold start, but we've got a sneaky shot of spring that's coming tonight. We'll look at that ahead. Paula?
Hi, Ben. Listen, we all know that great love stories are written in the pages of the books of every library, but maybe yours is next. Only we have details of an extravagant, free wedding giveaway. Karen, and how folks can get involved.
Oh, we're looking forward to it. Thank you, Paula. Also, first at 4, President-elect Donald Trump fights back and lashes out. His first news conference since Election Day. But up first, breaking news from Detroit's east side. That is where a man's body has been found on the runway of the Coleman A. Young International Airport, also known as Detroit City Airport. Officers tell us someone in the airport tower spotted the body. We're told the man died from natural causes, but police have not released the cause of death or how he ended up on that runway. Jason Colthorpe is working the story right now, talking with his sources, and we'll see if police have more information for us in a live report at 5. Also, a breaking news situation on the city's west side right now. Fire crews are on the scene after a gravel truck rolled over. Take a look at your screen. Sky 4 up above with these chopper pictures from the intersection of Oakman and Livernois. No word yet if there are any injuries. Right now, that area is closed off as crews are working to move that gravel hauler. It's going to take some time, as you can see. We'll keep you posted as we get more information.
First at 4, the president-elect fighting back.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Defiant on conflicts of interest.
I could actually run my business and run government at the same time.
And defending efforts to build a better relationship with Russia.
If Putin likes Donald Trump, I consider that an asset, not a liability.
The president-elect spoke for more than 42 minutes during his first news conference since he was elected, and there was a lot to talk about. Kimberly Gill has been sorting through Trump's comments, and she joins us now from the newsroom with the very latest. And lots was said, Kimberly.
Indeed, Karen, good afternoon. The president-elect came out ready to go toe-to-toe with the media. This news conference, as you can imagine, was combative at times. He defended himself on a host of issues, including reports Russia has incriminating information about him and his vast business interests.
In his first press conference since the election, President-elect Donald Trump faced a barrage of questions on everything from his relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin to the repeal of Obamacare.
It'll be repeal and replace. It will be essentially simultaneously.
The president-elect doubled down on plans to build a wall along the Mexican border and asking Congress to foot the bill, at least at first.
I don't feel like waiting a year or a year and a half. We're going to start building.
Right out of the gate, Trump was pressed on a report the Russian government may have gathered compromising personal and financial information about him. Information NBC News reports was part of briefing materials prepared for President-elect Trump and President Obama, but never presented directly to Trump.
I saw the information. I read the information outside of that meeting. It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Trump also weighing on his relations with Vladimir Putin.
If Putin likes Donald Trump, I consider that an asset, not a liability, because we have a horrible relationship with Russia. Russia can help us fight ISIS.
During the news conference, Trump's tax attorney presented a mountain of documents outlining steps being taken to isolate him from his billion-dollar business as the president-elect prepares to take the oath of office in just 9 days.
And we will continue our coverage of Mr. Trump's news conference tonight on Local 4 News at 5. There are still many more comments to sort through. Plus, confirmation hearings begin for Rex Tillerson. That is the president-elect's choice for Secretary of State. So I'm watching it. Devin's here. He's on top of it, too. Karen, we'll have more of those stories coming up tonight at 5 o'clock.
Right. Lots to sift through. Thank you very much, Kim. In other news this afternoon, you can review Trump's comments on many issues online, from the Mexican wall to his business dealings. All you need to do is go to clickondetroit.com. Investigators in Pontiac are trying to figure out what sparked a house fire that eventually killed an elderly man. Crews were called to this home on Draper, just off of Telegraph. Inside, they found the body of an 89-year-old man. Firefighters tell us many homes in the neighborhood did not have power following the severe storms. They added that the man did have a generator, but they do not believe it had been used. Police have not released his name. Moving to Detroit, where police are searching for the gunman who robbed a DTE worker who was guarding a downed power line. It happened around 3:30 this morning on Joy Road near Livernois on the city's west side. Surveillance video shows a man wearing a coat approaching the DTE truck and orders the worker to get out. Fortunately, the worker wasn't hurt and only lost $2. It was a rough night for thousands of Metro Detroiters who lost power thanks to those strong winds. During the storm, up to 70,000 people were left in the dark at some point. Wayne County was the hardest hit, but the outages were really scattered throughout southeast Michigan. The most recent numbers show 5,000 customers are still waiting to get their power back. They should be back up by today, though DTE says a few customers might have to wait until tomorrow morning. Well, the winds have definitely died down, Ben, but we might see some rain in the first forecast, so let's get the latest.
Yeah, that rain looks likely tonight, Karen, and I wouldn't be surprised there's a couple rumbles of thunder out there as well. And one of the reasons why is our temperatures are going to continue rising. Usually we're seeing our warmest numbers of the day right about now, but these low and mid 40s are not where we're going to stop, especially in our metro and south zones. We're going to see these numbers continuing to rise. Looking for low 50s by the time we get towards 11 o'clock and midnight. Showers around for just about everybody. And again, could be a couple rumbles out there, but nothing strong or severe. And the wind should be much lighter than what we were dealing with yesterday. Staying cold tomorrow, and we will be back below average as we go into the weekend. We'll look at those chilly numbers and see if there's any snow in the next 7 days. Coming up in a few minutes. Karen?
All right. Thank you, Ben. First at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all around the world. We start in Oregon with a shocking crime. Police say a 12-year-old boy is in custody right now, charged with the murder of his mother and stabbing his sister. It happened in the town of Ashland, just north of the California border. Investigators say the boy used a kitchen knife to kill his mom and stab his 16-year-old sister. She is expected to survive. The 12-year-old is charged with assault and homicide, but police aren't sure about his motive right now. And take a look at these scary moments for some people riding a roller coaster in Australia. 20 people were trapped on board the ride at a theme park on Australia's Gold Coast. It happened at the Warner Brothers Movie World Park. Emergency crews had to come to the rescue using a ladder platform to help 4 people get down. Luckily, no injuries were reported. The dress, the rings, the cake. One lucky couple is going to win a chance to create an amazing wedding. Surprisingly, the Novi Public Library will help them write the next chapter in their lives. Paula Tutman tells us what it takes to win and why the library will help the wedding bells ring.
The Novi Public Library is filled with fairy tale weddings, Rapunzel, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, and maybe, just maybe, you. The library is holding a happily ever after contest, a wedding of a lifetime.
The idea is couples will submit videos as to why they should believe that they should receive a free wedding from the Novi Public Library.
Rodney and Rissa are game, already married for 10 years. Their first wedding was a private 2-person affair.
I missed all of it, really. I missed the engagement. I missed our ceremony was really more so saying our vows and signing the paper.
Did it small, extremely small, and then we built a terrific marriage, and now it's like, let's put the icing on the cake.
And so the two worked on their submission video today.
Hello, America. We need your vote. After our first dance, I'll personally dance with you. All right.
The rules are simple. You have to want a big, fancy wedding. You have to be willing to sample at least 2 free community library programs.
One will be building blocks to a successful marriage. One is marriage and money. And the other is Saving the First Dance for Me, which is like a dance class.
You have to be willing to get married on June 24th of this year at the library. And you have to submit a 2-minute video.
Something I know is somewhere in the last, let's say, 45 seconds. This has a timing on here, right? All right, let me get the exact time.
Look.
If the video goes to 2:01, you are automatically disqualified.
Make it fun, make it interesting, make it unique. Think outside the box.
A panel of judges at the library will narrow down the choices to 3 couples as finalists, and then the public will pick everything else, from the winning couple to the dress, to the tux, to the cake, to the rings, even the honeymoon destination. And you know, this is one of the great things about local libraries, and that is in the children's sections, a lot of times the stories end like this, but you can have your own storybook wedding. Karen, we're talking about at least $25,000 in gifts, 100 guests. You can have 3 bridesmaids, 3 groomsmen. We're going to put all of the information and the link on my Facebook page, Local 4, Paula Tutman. You've got to hurry up and get those 2-minute videos in because the deadline is January 24th, and I can't wait to see who the audience chooses as their finalists so that they can get their story tale wedding. Karen?
I love the idea. You know, Paula, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone getting married in a library. Have you?
Well, you know what? The wedding's going to be here. The reception's going to be outside in the park. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Get those videos in.
All right. Paula Tutman live at the Novi Public Library. We appreciate it. Good luck, everybody. Still ahead on First at 4, a new fast food invention. One chain says it's going naked. We'll show you what they're adding to the menu. Also, a wardrobe change caught on tape. This surveillance video shows a thief doing something very unusual in the middle of a robbery. Hi, Doc.
Hey, Karen. Coming up in Good Health, new information that could give coffee lovers a jolt, what the experts are saying about cutting the caffeine.
And before we go to break, a quick reminder, don't miss our coverage of the Auto Show Charity Preview this Friday at 7 p.m. The cars, tuxedos, and oh, those fancy dresses. Your exclusive invitation from Local 4 to you. Join us Friday at 7.
Granny coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
A Detroiter battling the water department over a situation that has not been resolved for months. We investigate, and tonight you'll see how we come to the rescue.
In Good Health, we've got some new advice for people 50 and over about when to cut off the caffeine. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here, and this could be pretty tough for some people.
Definitely.
Like you.
Yeah. Well, you know, someone loves to drink coffee. This is a real serious issue. A group of experts at the Global Council on Brain Health now recommend people over 50 avoid caffeine after lunchtime to improve their sleep at night. Now, in addition, they suggest getting up at the same time every day, eating dinner at least 3 hours before bedtime, and not drinking alcohol to help you sleep. All of these things are really especially important as we age because our sleep patterns change, so we become more vulnerable to waking up during the night and, of course, earlier in the morning.
And another story we're talking about today involves kids' meals and what many restaurants are really failing to do.
Well, right. And I'm sure, you know, as a mom, you're not going to be surprised to hear this, but most chains have not improved the nutritional quality in their kids' meals. In fact, a new Harvard study looked at menus from more than 150 chain restaurants voluntarily participating in the Kids Live Well initiative. Well, despite pledging to offer healthier options, researchers found most kids' meals continue to exceed recommendations for sodium, calories, and fat. Sugary drinks still make up 80% of children's beverage options, such as flavored milks and sweetened teas. So we've got a long way to go still before our kids get healthy.
Just because you get an apple doesn't mean that all that other stuff is good for you.
Right, exactly. French fries with an apple are still mostly French fries.
I will say that is a request quite often in my car. All right, thank you very much, Doc. Take a look at this photo from Colorado. A driver snapped the pic as an avalanche swept onto Interstate 70, that's west of Denver. Up to 15 feet of snow ended up on the road. Witnesses say the bulk of the snow was stopped by large avalanche berms. Nobody was injured. See, we don't have to deal with that kind of stuff.
No, we can't keep the snow around here.
No, I have to say, it was kind of sad. It was so pretty yesterday, and then now it's just mush.
It's gone in a lot of cases. And tonight, we're going to see what is even left go away as well as temperatures continue to warm up. We've got a pretty sharp cold front out to our northwest, and eventually we will see some much colder air. But until then, we're at 43 right now, and you can see the 50s hanging out down here just to the south. I think it's likely we could be seeing 52, 53 as we head into the 11 o'clock midnight hours tonight before that cold front sweeps through and drops temperatures again as we go into tomorrow morning. So we're going to be all over the road as far as temperatures go here in the next really just 24 hours. Not much to look at locally. We will be seeing those showers creep in from the south as we get overnight. I think a lot of us are going to stay dry at least until about 10, 11 o'clock tonight. That looks like when showers are going to be likely. Notice that there's going to be a little bit more intensity in these showers with that difference in temperature between the 50s at the surface and some of that colder air aloft. And so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple rumbles of thunder out there and maybe a flash of lightning, although we're not anticipating anything severe. A couple downpours embedded in there too. Rain will be finished with us before we get up tomorrow morning. In fact, 3, 4 a.m. I think that's going to be out of here. Looking for dry conditions after that. Tomorrow, most of that rain is going to be just off to our south and east. You can see it kind of bubbling up here on the forecast map. If you're in the south zone, wouldn't be surprised if there's a stray shower around and maybe a snowflake from a stray area of moisture that's running through our north zone. But generally, most of us are going to stay dry tomorrow and much colder compared to those 50-degree temperatures that we're looking at least coming in the next several hours. Well, we'll call it high temperatures because they are going to be highs and they're going to be happening at midnight tonight. 52 is what we're looking at. Late showers, thunder not out of the question. Could be a 30-mile-an-hour wind gust in there as we go into tonight. Otherwise, temperatures relatively steady in the mid-30s tomorrow and then start dropping off after the sun goes down. A lot of clouds around, and if we see a shower in the south zone, so be it, but I think a lot of us are going to stay dry. Temperatures much chillier over the weekend as we see those 20s take hold, teens at least for Saturday morning, and then we start ramping back up as we head into next week. King holiday, a couple showers around, but 40s come back. And we'll be at 47 with plenty of rain on Tuesday, early high on Wednesday before those numbers start falling. So that roller coaster just continues to ride over the next 7 days, Karen.
All right, thank you, Ben. Change is coming to a fast food place and one of the most popular board games in America. We will tell you why Taco Bell and Monopoly are trending today. Up first, we've seen a lot of surveillance videos, of course, but what this robber does is pretty surprising, and he may have made a really big mistake. It's a dance studio mystery. You can see a thief break into a dance studio once. Then he returns and get this, he is wearing a leotard that he stole. Surveillance video from Missouri captured the bizarre break-in. The thief stole the safe, but also took dresses and books of merchandise. Police got a look at the tattoo on his back through that leotard. That could help police catch him. There's been a string of break-ins at dance studios in the area. So if you're going to rob a place, don't put on the leotard.
He wanted to feel pretty on his way out.
I just don't get it. They get dumber and dumber.
Thank goodness it was on tape.
That's true. Time now for a look at today's top trending stories. Taco Bell is going naked. The fast food chain says it's replacing the typical taco shell with a shell that's made with fried chicken. What? Take a look. It doesn't look like that much different. It's called the Naked Chicken Chalupa, made with marinated all-white antibiotic-free chicken. It will launch at the end of the month. All right, one of the most iconic board games in America is looking to make some changes, and you can vote online. Monopoly says all the game pieces are up for grabs. Hasbro is letting the public choose which tokens they want to play with, and there are emojis, animals, shoes. 64 tokens are in the running, including the current 8, which means if you like those old ones, you better vote or they're going to get tossed out. We do have a link to where you can vote on our website, clickondetroit.com. Look for it on the entertainment page. I'd save the shoe.
The rabbit looked cool for a new one.
Yeah, I like the shoe because you can just move it so fast.
That is cool. We'd probably get rid of the iron, I would guess.
And the thimble. Yeah. Those were a little outdated. Still ahead, too much snow can be a bummer, but not for this family. How they're making some slipping and sliding winter fun in their backyard.
It happened 1 year ago.
There's no water, there's no filter at many stations. People outside tell us that they feel helpless, they feel stranded.
Now Help Me Hank demanding more answers for the people of Flint.
What would you say to the people in Flint?
Now we're back in Flint, revealing new information about the battle for clean water and showing you what happened to the young boy who became the face of this crisis. Tonight at 11.
Today, we're
Finally, first at 4, after the frigid temperatures, most of us are welcoming the warmer weather.
All except one family in Utah, and we're just going to call this go big or go home. When the snow comes down, Daniel Williams helps out his neighbors by shoveling their driveways. Then he takes all the snow and uses it to build a giant luge run in their backyard.
What a sweet idea. The luge is a family affair. Dad and Daniel's 14 siblings have been building the luge for close to 15 years.
Why just go down a hill when you can go around the entire property?
It's pretty cool. Look at it. We don't have any of that stuff to do, though, unfortunately. But maybe in the next week or so.
50s tonight.
I know, it's crazy. It's so warm. I brought out the spring clothes today. Did you notice?
I see that, yes.
I was feeling it. Thanks so much for joining us for First to 4. We are back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is next. Sure hope you have a nice afternoon.